platform that connects ship companies with people working on board ships. Let's take a look at the maritime industry today. There are 90,000 ships sailing the global seas. The majority of these ships are cargo vessels that are responsible for handling 90% of the entire world trade. Other major industries include offshore vessels, tankers, oil and gas rigs, and also passenger vessels that entertain more than 25 million cruise ship passengers every year. Now, all those ships are operated by the world's 1.6 million seafarers. And what's interesting about the industry is the fact that most of these seafarers work on short-term contracts. There are close to 1.3 million seafarers in the world that look for a new job every 3 to 6 months. That's the size of the entire Estonian population. And can you imagine having to search for a new job every few months? And how much time does it take for recruiters to find crew members for every time a ship departs? Well, as one of our team members is a seafarer himself, we decided to look into this issue further. And here's how seafarers are hired today. Recruiters either post job ads and read through thousands of CVs and applications to find the right people, or they call their previous employees one by one to check if they're available for the job now. Obviously, that takes a lot of time. Finding a single crew member can take up to 10 hours of work. But what is it that recruiters really need? They need to find seafarers that match their criteria, which is usually a combination of qualification, experience, location, salary, in order to cruise ships on time. So the best solution for that would be to focus on the right candidates right from the start and contact them all at once. Because if we take away the need to call seafarers one by one and read thousands of CVs, the amount of time it takes to find one seafarer can go down to 8 minutes. And that's exactly what we've done. We built a platform where recruiters can easily filter out the top matching candidates for their criteria. Once they provide us with their job details, StandByMate sends the job offer to the selected candidates via chatbot, email, text messages. Seafarers can either accept or decline the job offer, and the recruiter gets a list of people who are willing to join the vessel. And from there, it only takes one single click to confirm the best candidate for the job. Recruiters in ship companies and also in crewing agencies can use StandByMate based on a monthly, biannual, or annual subscription. But we're also looking into other charging strategies, such as pay-per-job offer and premium features. StandByMate is a platform that is based on the marketplace type of strategy. We first need to invest into building a solid database of seafarers. So for that, and for fueling our team, we need to find investments starting from 250,000 euros to help us grow to at least 30,000 seafarers in the database and 75 paying customers. We are Team StandByMate. My name is Merit. Thank you.
How many team members are full-time?
Only one. We have the back-end developer who's currently working full-time. So yes, that's our first priority, to get the entire team to work on this full-time.
So this 250K, when you raise that, all 6 people will be full-time?
Yes, we've already signed the agreement that once we get that investment, we'll all be there full-time.
If I would be the owner of the ship and I'm looking for people to manage my ship, I would say, I don't know if I would use your platform to decide only electronically by software. I would like to talk and to see with the person, because the ship costs millions of euros, and I don't know if it's 8 minutes, 1 click. I don't know.
Yeah, usually it is actually done without having like a proper interview. This is how the maritime industry works, because ships are crewed for example, crewing agencies in Tallinn crew ships that depart from Ukraine or the UK. So it's a global industry, and crewing is done often just via internet. Yeah. Yeah.
How many users
Yeah, currently we have more than 5,000. It's around 5,300 seafarers in our database.
Okay, and how many companies?
And companies, there are 250 trial accounts that have been created. So these are the recruiters who have come to our site and tested the service.
You haven't done any matchmaking yet?
We've done a few matchmaking matches. I'd say there are at least a couple of dozens seafarers who have been found via our site. But I'd say that currently the downside or the hardest part is to find like the balance between having enough seafarers. Like sometimes a recruiter finds a match once, but they need a large enough database to find matches for all their inquiries.
Where do these agencies that operate today
Yes,
in the same where do they get the databases and how big databases are these?
Yeah, they have their own employees lists that they usually call through. So these are the like previous employees.
Something like 30,000?
It's usually around, well, depending on the recruiter, it can be hundreds or it can be a few thousands. It's usually around a few hundreds. And the other thing that they do is they post job ads, just as regular job ads like we have in CV Gescos or places like that. But the downside of these job ads is the fact that as seafarers are constantly looking for new jobs, they're constantly applying to these positions. So the recruiter ends up with having like thousands of CVs and applications that they have to work through every time they need to find someone for hire.
How will you approach the seafarers to get the 30,000 and how much money it takes?
We're currently working on finding the best solutions, but for now, so far as we've tested, social media marketing has been working very, very good for us. So yes, we're building like this model right now that we can implement into different markets and in different countries.
You plan to approach them on perhaps like on a cruise ship where there are like 2,000 or a few hundred people altogether, or only social media, like remotely?
Right now we're focusing remotely, yeah. But who knows, when we have a bigger team, we might do some more on offsite things.
And you focus basically the whole sector in that sense. So, for example, there are luxury yachts, cruise ships, trade ships, so everything.
Yes, because basically the seafarers, they are usually capable of working on all of these ships. Sometimes they require specific certificates, but there are also like very many crew members who can work on cargo vessels, but they can also work on, for example, tankers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any disclaimers?